Test, test, test. Testing is done. My oh my, should we take the second hitchhiker out together into studio? The Kinvara Pro, there it is. Love the outsole, Saucony. But yeah, we got a couple hitchhikers. There's a good one. Let's see if we can get it out. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. There it is. Oh yeah, good old hitchhiker. Didn't really feel it because the midsole is so beefy. How we doing out there? Excuse me, still sick. We're suffering in January, just so you know. There's a lot going on with the family right now. Can't go into all the details, but we're okay. We're okay. But we're all sick, and we're just surviving. That's why I'm posting on Strava, just surviving. We're in survival mode, and that is all right. I hope your 2024 is off to a better start than ours, but we're going to make it through. That's what we do in DGR, in the studio. Question of the day. What's your first race of 2024? Where is it? What's the distance? Are you training for it like well, or are you in a little bit of a struggle boat like myself? So that's the question of the day. Can't wait to read your comments down below. Saucony Kinvara Pro. Again, I missed out on a lot last year when I took the 6-month siesta, and this is definitely an intriguing shoe that I knew nothing about before I started testing the shoe. Where to begin today for the Kinvara? We're gonna go midsole first rather than upper because it is so unique. PWRRUN on the base, PWRRUN PB, and then here is the sock liner. You might be wondering why I pulled that out. PWRRUN Plus sock liner. Does anybody in the business make better sock liners than Saucony? I submit that they do not. That there are no others that make better sock liners. They do. Oh, it's such an advantage to Saucony. I'm telling you, Saucony, keep going. I'm actually shocked that other companies haven't started to mimic what you're doing with your sock liners. It is awesome. Perfect amount of cushion. It is an 8mm drop. Look at that stack height. Not messing around. Pretty high, so just be aware if you don't like a tall stack height, avoid this shoe. Now, as far as that dual density going on, and there's the durometers on the screen, all right, we're talking very starkly different, and it's not going to feel as soft as that PWRRUN PB midsole foam. It feels more to my foot strike and my body build to the PWRRUN, all right? It feels pretty, I'm gonna say a little stiff, a little rigid under step, but guess what? Like I said, well, actually, here was my gut reaction after the final testing today. I'm trying to think of one word for gut reaction out in the field testing for all the shoes I test. And last week I did a shoe and I thought of durability. This week for the Kinvara Pro, support. Especially on the medial side, the inside of your foot, really from heel to toe. It's not a stability shoe. I'll do the twist test. I'll do a little baby one here. It is supportive. Very supportive. Again, if you're arch, if you feel like you want support, that feeling of support through the arch, get the Kinvara Pro. Like you don't feel like you're gonna collapse on the medial side at all. So anyway, those are a few thoughts out here in the testing, and dual density midsole. We'll break down the durometer scores. Very interesting durometer scores. Back into studio. All right, support. Support. It's that PWRRUN. It just feels, again, from toe to heel, like that midsole is taking care of you. Oh yeah, I should also mention, there's a teardropped 3/4 plate, carbon plate inside the midsole. You can see it shining through there on the outsole, and it's fine. I mean, I'm not saying it was exploding under my feet, but I could feel it a little bit. Again, it's creating a little bit of a rigid feel, which for some folks, if you like that plate feel, which, you know, these days it's like all the racers have plates, but now more and more I'm noticing recently in these shoe reviews, more and more daily trainers, and it is a neutral daily trainer shoe, are starting to have plates in that mid, and it's just creating like it's got some strength to it, some support to it. And yes, the durability is off. I think it was the best score out of the entire shoe is a 9. I do believe I gave it a 9. It is gonna go and go and go And at that price point, it better go and go and go. All right, outsole, awesome. Love the grip, love the pattern. It is exposed. Power run, all right, so there's no rubber on the outsole, which I like. I like that approach. Now, I did get a hitchhiker on that outsole, that rock there, but it didn't really bother me, actually. I didn't even feel it, didn't even notice it until the run was all over. So it does have that decoupled groove, which I always like a decoupled groove on the outsole. Really, I like the outsole a lot. Now, again, that midsole, it's not quite my style of how, especially for a daily, like when I'm really in good shape and I'm really trying to work hard and focus on my gait cycle, focus on the foot strike, and I want to be in charge of the, oh yeah, what am I always saying? I haven't said this in a long time in a studio. More often than not, I want to be in charge of the shoe. I don't want the shoe to be in charge of me. And that's what's the deal with the Kinvara Pro. It's kind of in charge of you, and that's okay, that's okay. Is it like the Glide Ride? Honestly, I think I could put it I prefer the Glide Ride over this guy, but the Glide Ride stack height isn't nearly as, but if I had to put another, it kind of had a little bit of that feel, just a little bit, through the foot strike, all right? So, does that help? Does that paint the picture a little bit? Basic engineered mesh. Again, I'm not overly excited about the lockdown. It is a semi-gusset, but I'm going to say it's like a meh semi-gusset. It didn't really do it for me on the lockdown or the upper overall. It's not a plush upper. Good breathability. I'm saying in the hot summer months, you're gonna feel better out there, especially with a white colorway. So I like it's a fine upper, but they're not pulling out all the whistles. It may be one of the reasons why, excuse my voice, we're still, like I said, we're still recovering here. The weight, it's heavy, all right? It's a heavy daily trainer. So with a plate, I'd say, why put a plate and go all out with dual and just have it at 9.4, which again, the weight, it's not going to break you. It's not going to destroy your runs on an easy day or not a tempo day, but I wouldn't use it. I personally wouldn't use this for a tempo day, but for a steady day out there, getting your miles in. I just don't know why you go that far down the weight scale in the heavy direction when you're putting a plate in there. It just doesn't make sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so that's why the overall score, I got nothing else to say. The overall score is a little rough. Again, scores in 2024 are going to come down a little bit. We're just dialing in, dipping into that under 5 on the scoring chart. And there's all the scores again. Dipping under 5 a little more so. Rarely do I give out a 3 or a 2. Sometimes I do. Have I ever given, I think I did give out a 1 once. It was that Adidas trail shoe from a couple, it made me bleed the upper, it was so bad. But anyway, we are starting to hand out some pink slips. That's what we had, some detention slips, more so in 2024 with some 4s because of the price, $179, and then the weight scores. It's like just keeping them in check, keeping the companies honest, and I'm just calling it as it is. It's not a bad shoe. Oh yeah. Say again, durability high. This shoe might take 100. I'm not kidding. It might take 100 miles before it really starts to break in. It just has that type of build to it, and that's fine. It's fine, but it's just not quite my cup of tea in this day and age. All right, onward we go. Have a great week, and can't wait to read your comments. I hope your 2024 is off to a better one than ours. All right, here we go. Saucony right there. Saucony right there. Playlist. Onward and upward. Seek beauty. Work hard and love each other.